Good morning and welcome to the Public Affairs Research Council's annual conference and meeting. And this is our 65th anniversary. We're absolutely thrilled that we have such a great stable of candidates for governor that are going to appear with us. We have all four candidates with us today, three in person, and Senator Vitter, who will be here, taped video. And what you'll see is when his questions come up, he will appear on video with a taped remarks. This morning, we released a new commentary called Louisiana Needs a Champion for Open Government. I hope you'll read this. I think it's a very important document, and I think it helps pave the way for where we need to go. Transparency is what PAR has always been about. We also have some other publications in the back: Louisiana State Budget Vertigo, our commentary from last Friday, our PAR Guide to the State Budget Crisis from 2 weeks ago, and please look online for our Innovation in Louisiana report, which is also a really good one. That's at parlouisiana.org. We have with us Scott Angell with the Public Service Commission, former appointed Lieutenant Governor and former head of the Natural Resources Department. I won't go deep on all their resumes because I think you know who they are. Jay Darden, to my immediate left. Jay Darden, a poet. I guess you do some other things as well. Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, former state senator. He once ran for president of the elementary school and promised that there be Coca-Cola water flowing through the water fountains at the school. So keep that in mind. John Bell Edwards, to my right, to your left. I guess politically we have them properly structured here from your point of view. I don't know, maybe you guys want to fight to see who's further over to that side. We'll see.
If someone else was here, he would be sitting on the left of me.
Okay. But John Bell Edwards, state representative from Amite, an attorney, a West Point grad, somebody who's been very intense in talking with us about policy issues. Greatly appreciate your attention. And Senator David Vitter, who's in Washington, former congressman, a former state representative. We'll be dropping him in as we go along. We have met with all of you and all of your staffs. We greatly appreciate the attention you give in PAR, and we're glad to continue to give you our attention and our information. Now, we have these set questions for the format, and you all know what the questions are going to be, but I'm probably going to ask one wildcard question, and that's, we want to know from each of you, what will you as governor do to get Bluebell ice cream back on the shelves? We'll have 2 minutes for opening remarks and 2 minutes for each question. However, the question on the state's fiscal problems, you'll get 3 minutes for that one. So you have 3 minutes to come up with $1.6 billion. For closing remarks, you'll have 1 minute. This gentleman here, Brian, is going to hold up the 15-second sign when your time is running out. We'll be putting Senator Vitter in on video as we go along. All the candidates got the questions in advance. We didn't want a gotcha format. We want to know what you're going to do. So sorry there won't be any time for the audience questions. We'll take everyone in alphabetical order and then bump them one at a time. They'll remain in their seats for the questions. Gentlemen, we're ready for the opening remarks. And Mr. Angell, we will begin with you.
Thank you. Good morning, and I want to thank Robert and all of PAR for hosting this event. It's good to be in Baton Rouge this morning, and I certainly am pleased to be joined by my colleagues, and I want to congratulate them and their families for making themselves available for service to Louisiana, and certainly all had distinguished careers, and again, I want to thank you for that. I'm excited to see so many old friends and get a chance to make new ones this morning. While we certainly have challenges that are right in front of us, I continue to say and continue to believe that our best days are still ahead of us. As I've traveled the state, I've listened, I've learned, and what I've confirmed is that in this next election cycle, we don't want a governor that's just right on policy. We want a governor that's right on people. My entire life, I've been a reformer and a problem solver. I'm a communicator, a cooperator, and a collaborator. But more than that, I have a proven track record of solving problems and getting things done. In order to get our state back on track, I firmly believe that we need to make structural changes in our antiquated system of government that will get our fiscal house in order. We need to make government work smarter, harder, and certainly more transparent. As governor working with you, we can act big and we can work in a bold manner. I firmly believe that. We won't shy away from the many challenges that our state has. Because Louisiana needs to elect a workhorse and not a show horse, we need someone who is interested in getting the ball across the goal line and not grabbing the headline. Finally, I will say this. All of my colleagues have all indicated that we do have structural problems and we need to make structural changes in this state. I would remind everyone that it's been a piecemeal of 30 years of a piece here and a piece there. And in order for us to make the structural changes, it will require a two-thirds vote on many items. As I look at the makeup of the legislature, there are not enough Democrats, Republicans, and Independents to make that two-thirds possible. It will require a governor who can work across party lines and geographic lines to make that happen. I firmly believe I am that person. I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward to a vibrant discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Darden.
Good morning. I woke up this morning with laryngitis, and I did not promise to put Coke in the water fountains. I would have promised today to put hot tea in the water fountains, I will tell you, though. But it's great to be with you. I see many familiar faces in the audience. I have worked with you over the course of my time in public service as a state senator for 15 years, as your Secretary of State for 4 years, and now 5 years as your lieutenant governor, all the while championing the very reforms that this organization has been at the forefront of in Louisiana, recognizing that we need different times, different thinking, different ways of leadership in Louisiana. And I congratulate you and your organization for what you have done to promote the kind of reforms that we're starting to see take place in Louisiana. More than ever right now, Louisiana needs a governor who is focused solely on Louisiana, who is not interested in anything outside of our state, who is going to put Louisiana's best foot forward and is going to be the kind of representative of this state that you will look at and say, I'm proud that that person is our governor. We need someone who can bring people together, not divide us apart. We need someone who has had a vision for Louisiana during his entire time in public service and has acted in a way that has helped realize that vision, no matter what responsibility he had. And I would ask you to look at the records of all of us that are offering themselves for this position and look at what we have done to advance Louisiana in a positive way. The best way to gauge someone's future performance is to look at their past performance and their past record, their demeanor, the way they handle themselves, their ability to cooperate and work with all people to make good things happen and to be effective first and foremost. An effective leader for Louisiana who is going to make the difficult decisions that we now need as we face the most prosperous economic times of our lifetime, but still struggle with a $1.6 billion budget shortfall. We can do better than that, and as your governor, I promise you we will.
Next, Mr. Edwards, and I forgot to mention that you're a flag football star as well. Is that right? You just had an injury.
Yeah, I'm an injured flag football player, but I'd rather have an injured calf than laryngitis this morning, so I'll take it. I want to thank PAR and all of you for being here today and congratulate PAR on 65 years of being thought leaders in the state of Louisiana, promoting true reforms, the kind that actually improve the state, because we label a lot of things in Louisiana reform that don't really offer or deliver much improvement. Louisiana does have tremendous opportunities ahead of us, but we can't realize those unless we meet our challenges head on. And the challenges are very, very serious. It's going to require bold and principled and visionary leadership. That's what I believe I offer. That's why I'm running for governor. At West Point, they teach you to lead every day in the fight when necessary. Unfortunately, in the legislature over the past 8 years, fighting every day has been necessary. Fighting against policies that have brought us to, in many cases, just an absolute disaster in the state of Louisiana and the inability to fund our priorities like education and health care and transportation infrastructure. I've led soldiers as an airborne ranger in the 82nd Airborne Division. I've led legislators in the House, and I'm ready to lead the state of Louisiana now to a better, brighter, more prosperous future, not just for me or you, but for our kids and for our grandkids so that they can live the American dream right here in Louisiana. It's time that we restore compassion and common sense to the governor's office, and it's time that the people have what they deserve, and that's a governor who wakes up every day worried about the people of Louisiana, and it's a good idea to wake up in the state of Louisiana as well. I will do that as a governor. I will be focused squarely on the task ahead of us to create a better, more prosperous future for our kids and grandkids. And I'm excited about the election. I'm excited about our future. And I appreciate you for being here and giving me this opportunity.
And now for Senator Vitter.
You know, we face enormous challenges in Louisiana, but I'm absolutely convinced if we meet them head on with strong leadership, with real solutions, we can reap tremendous opportunities and make great strides forward. That's why I'm running for governor, to build a team, to reach out to others, and to provide that strong leadership. And that's exactly why I said the day I announced my intention to run that this will be my last political job, elected or appointed, period. We're not going to kick the can down the road anymore. We're not going to avoid the big issues or play politics with them. We're going to bring real leadership to bear and face those key issues head on. That's also why I'm building my campaign around real solutions and real ideas in terms of a plan. It's called Together Louisiana Strong. It's on our website, davidvitter.com. We've introduced the first 2 chapters of our plan already, specifically about staying in touch with Louisianians all through my administration and stabilizing the budget through fundamental spending and tax reform. So I'd really commend that to your attention as we move forward together, and together Louisiana Strong.